I am Mark Stewart, also known as Stewart for Hartford. And how is Stewart for Hartford? Three big categories, and I think all voters should resonate to all three. Number one, jobs. Jobs are not plentiful enough, and it is the responsibility of a state government to try to fuel the economy. For 5 years, I've been saying that the legislature should be authorizing the people who market Connecticut to market us fiercely in New York and New Jersey. We are a more appealing place, but those guys don't see it enough. So now that I'm becoming part of the legislature, you will hear this over and over until it gets done. Look, the investment that you put in, almost always, if your marketing is half decent, it pays off. There's an estimate that tourism publicity brings in 4 times what it cost. Jobs, maybe even more important than tourism. Publicity, even if it brings in just 50% more than it cost. 50% on your investment. You don't have stockbrokers that can do that. We should do that for the state. Legislature can authorize it. They're going to hear from me, and in a way, they're going to hear from you. All right, number 2, civil rights. The civil rights that get violated on a monthly basis of somebody in our city, it's got to stop. And the legislature can easily put a stop to the kind of searches that in some places have caused death to innocent people. The arrests that cause impositions, lack of dignity, fear among motorists that they might not be coming home and they're going to be calling home from a lockup. The silly laws that our legislature continues to permit have empowered cops far beyond what they should be able to do. Arresting people for non-crimes, non-offensive things that we call crimes has to stop. The legislature can do this. It needs to get done. Number 3 is education. A lot of people have to, out of necessity, raise their children to go to public schools. Almost every one of them would rather those public schools be those in Wethersfield and West Hartford and Windsor instead of in Hartford, where you have a lottery to decide whether you're going to go to a decent school or stay in, I'm going to say it, a crappy school. Crappy because it's not funded well enough, it doesn't have the same caliber of teachers, and it has students that are not motivated to get a lot out of their education. So by the time they're in 8th grade, they're saying, why bother? Okay, my education's not worthwhile. I'd rather fool around. I'd rather even be disruptive. We could change that. Let parents choose. It's a simple prescription. It's been around for 50 years. We've been litigating it for 45 of those years. It's an easy fix if the legislature would just get the guts to do things right, and in the process, take it away from judges who've been doing things wrong for the last 20 years. There are a lot of wrongs that you can help right. You need representatives. I'm one of them. There are others running in offices with my little party called Epic. Be on the lookout for them as well. Stewart for Hartford is about empowering everyone here who right now feels relatively powerless, who feels like the legislature, once elected, doesn't listen. Well, look, you will never hear me make a promise that I can't keep. And if you see something after election that I'm wavering it on, you say, look, you told us this, we're going to hold you to this. I want that. And if I don't follow through, I don't deserve to be reelected. All right, let's get it done first. Elect Stewart, stewart4hartford.com.